When my dad was diagnosed with stage 3 kidney failure, he thought he just needed to drink more water and he would be fine. I still remember that afternoon sitting in the clinic. The doctor held the test results and said that my dad's kidneys were only able to filter blood at half capacity. I looked at my dad, a man who used to be healthy and rarely complained about illness, and realized that perhaps we had missed so many silent signs. If we had known earlier, things might have been different. Those words haunted me forever. And from that day on, I began to learn everything about ****, how the kidneys work, how they get damaged, and most importantly, how to protect them before it's too late. In today's video, I'll share with you how your kidneys are silently being destroyed for years without you even knowing it. Common mistakes that are causing millions of people to accidentally push themselves into kidney failure even though they think they're eating healthy. And most importantly, to 10 things you can start doing today to protect your kidneys in the next 5, 10, or even 30 years. Did you know that more than 37 million Americans have chronic kidney disease, but most of them don't have any symptoms until it's too late? And have you ever heard that sugar, not salt, is the most dangerous silent kidney killer? If you're middle-aged, have a history of high blood pressure, diabetes, or simply want to understand your body better to live healthier every day, this video is for you. Let's explore the 10 most important things you need to know to protect your kidneys before it's too late. You can lose part of your liver and it will grow back. But if you damage your kidneys, they will silently go away, little by little, without warning. Many people often compare the kidneys to a modern filter, working day and night without stopping to clean the blood, balance minerals, keep the heart rate, blood pressure, and bones stable. But there is one thing that few people know. The kidneys are very vulnerable and have almost no ability to recover on their own. I once met a woman in her 50s named Linda. She lived a healthy life, did not smoke, ate a light vegetarian diet, and walked every morning. Yet during a routine health checkup, the doctor announced, "Your kidney function is only about 45%. And the sad thing is, it will not come back." She was silent. No pain, no fatigue, no signs. But the truth was, her kidneys had been silently declining for more than 5 years without anyone noticing. The kidneys are a silent organ. They don't hurt or scream when damaged like the heart or stomach. Most kidney problems are only discovered when they have lost more than 50% of their function. Unlike the liver, which has an incredibly impressive ability to regenerate cells, the kidneys don't have a natural repair mechanism. When millions of nephrons, blood filtering units, die, the body can't create new ones. The damage is permanent. Just because you feel good doesn't mean your body is doing well. Your kidneys can silently suffer for years until you're left with 2 options: dialysis or a kidney transplant. It's like when you drive over an old bridge. Everything seems fine until a small piece of debris falls. And then one day, the whole bridge collapses. Don't wait until then. So what's been silently causing kidney damage? Many people blame salt, but few pay attention to the real culprit, sugar. You think your kidneys are just for peeing. Most people do. But your kidneys are like the body's behind-the-scenes managers, quiet, but incredibly important. I once spoke to a man named George, a 62-year-old former electrical engineer. He often joked that he can't live without his morning coffee and can't remember the last time he drank water. One day, when his legs started to swell slightly, he thought it was just from sitting too much. But a blood test showed that his kidneys were overloaded, and what surprised him most was when the doctor explained, "George, your kidneys don't just filter urine. They regulate blood pressure, make blood, balance minerals, and your bones are being affected by it." So what do the kidneys actually do? Here are 5 incredibly important roles that schools don't teach you. 1. Blood filter and waste manager. Every day, the kidneys filter about 50 gallons of blood, removing waste, excess, and toxins and sending them out in the urine. Real-life example. When you eat too much protein or drink alcohol, the kidneys have to work twice as hard to remove urea and toxins. 2. Blood pressure regulation, like a control center. The kidneys secrete renin, a hormone that helps regulate blood pressure. When the kidneys are weak, this ability is disrupted, gives chronic high blood pressure. George once thought he had the high blood pressure gene, but it was actually because his kidneys had been silently failing. 3. Red blood cell production, keeps you from getting tired. The kidneys produce erythropoietin EPO, which stimulates the bone marrow to produce red blood cells. When the kidneys fail, EPO decreases, gives chronic anemia even though you eat well. If you always feel lethargic, short of breath, don't blame it on age. For balance minerals and electrolytes, the kidneys regulate the levels of sodium, potassium, calcium, phosphorus, help the heart beat properly, and the nerves function properly, smooth movement. When out of balance, you may experience muscle spasms, heart rhythm disturbances, or even cardiac arrest. 5. Activate vitamin D, protect bones and immunity. The kidneys convert vitamin D into its active form, gives helping to absorb calcium from the intestines. If the kidneys fail, you absorb poorly, gives weak bones, osteoporosis, and fractures. The kidneys are like a coordination center, quietly standing behind all life activities. Once it loses its signal, the blood pressure increases, blood is lacking, the heart is disturbed, bones are brittle, and energy plummets. Don't wait until your body cries out for help with edema, fatigue, or an irregular heartbeat to start paying attention to this little kidney. So what is secretly attacking and disrupting that entire system every day? You may be surprised to know, it's not salt, but sugar. When your eGFR is within the normal range, it doesn't mean you're safe. Sometimes normal is just the calm before the storm. I remember an old friend, Catherine, 49, calling me after a checkup. She sounded relieved but hesitant. My doctor said my results are normal. My eGFR is 77. But he also reminded me to monitor it more often. I was quiet for a moment. Because I know, 77 doesn't really mean fine. So what is eGFR, and why is it so important? eGFR, estimated glomerular filtration rate, is an estimate of how well your kidneys are filtering blood. Above 90, called stage 1, numerically normal, but only if there are no other signs of damage like protein in the urine. 60 to 89, stage 2, your kidneys are starting to fail, even if you don't have any symptoms yet. Here's the scary part. You don't feel anything, but your kidneys are no longer functioning optimally. The little known truth. Stages 1 to 2 are a golden opportunity to save your kidneys. Catherine, like everyone else, has no nocturia, no swelling in her legs, no fatigue. But when she was tested further, she had mild microalbuminuria, a sign that the filters in her kidneys are starting to leak protein. And if nothing is done now, your kidneys will gradually move into stage 3, where the damage becomes obvious and irreversible. In medicine, there's a range called normal, but not optimal, meaning you're not bad enough to be alarmed, but not good enough to be reassured. It's like when your tire slowly deflates, no pop, no warning light, but if you don't pay attention, you'll lose control on the highway. First, check more. Don't rely on eGFR alone. Ask your doctor about albuminuria, creatinine, blood pressure, blood sugar. Second, review your lifestyle. Too much sugar, lack of water, high stress. Those little things are gnawing at your kidneys every day. And most importantly, don't wait for symptoms to act. So what is the real culprit that is pushing millions of people like Catherine into chronic kidney disease without even knowing it? The answer is not salt, nor is it protein. It's the sweet temptation, sugar and insulin resistance. For years, you've been told to eat a low-salt diet to protect your kidneys. But the truth is, it's sugar, not salt. That's the silent kidney killer. I have a neighbor named Mark, 57 years old, gentle, always following a high-salt diet because the doctor told him that high blood pressure would damage his kidneys. He uses very little Himalayan salt, always chooses low-sodium products, and even skips fish sauce. But every morning, he still drinks a glass of pure orange juice, no sugar, and eats barley toast. At night, he has some dark chocolate because he thinks it's good for the heart. And then, he discovers he has type 2 diabetes. 3 years later, his kidneys have reached stage 3B. Why does sugar attack the kidneys so hard? When you eat a lot of sugar, your blood sugar rises, and your body secretes insulin to regulate it. But if this condition persists, your body becomes resistant to insulin. Insulin resistance is like yelling at someone who is used to being yelled at. The more you yell, the less they listen. Your body secretes more insulin, but your cells don't respond. And the consequences are sugar continues to circulate in the blood, causing inflammation, blockage, and damage to the microcapillaries, especially in the kidneys, retina, and nerves. In the kidneys, tiny blood vessels the size of hairs begin to swell, leak, and scar, gives reducing their filtering function, gives leading to chronic kidney disease. And why is this more dangerous than salt? Salt only has a strong effect when you already have blood pressure and kidney problems, while sugar can cause the whole problem from the start. Millions of people eat lightly, but still consume 60 to 100 g of sugar a day through juice, milk, cakes, and healthy cereals. Many people choose Diet Coke over original Coke, thinking it's better. But aspartame and other artificial sweeteners still stimulate an insulin response, increase insulin resistance, and continue to damage the kidneys indirectly. A spoonful of salt may make you thirsty, but a spoonful of sugar a day, over 10 years, can send you to the dialysis room. And sadly, most of us don't even notice it, because it doesn't hurt, just silently sabotage from within. So if sugar and insulin resistance are the culprits, how do you know what stage you are in? And what is happening in your body every day? We will decode each stage of kidney disease, from stage 1 to stage 5, to understand what lies ahead, and what to do to reverse it in time. Not everyone who finds out they have kidney disease has reached the final stage, but the important thing is, what stage are you in, and where are you going to go next if you do nothing? I have an acquaintance named Susan, 55 years old. When she first heard about chronic kidney disease, she immediately asked her doctor, "I'm in stage 2, so is it still early? Is it still okay?" The doctor just gently shook his head and replied, "Not exactly okay, but if you start making changes now, it's still not too late." Understanding the stages of kidney disease, the earlier, the more you can save. CKD chronic kidney disease is divided into 5 stages based on the eGFR glomerular filtration rate. Think of the eGFR as a power meter for your kidneys. It tells you how much your kidneys are working. Stage 1 kidneys are healthy, but warning signs: eGFR is greater than or equal to 90. Dialysis is fine, but there may be mild damage, such as protein in the urine. No symptoms. This stage is a golden opportunity to reverse the process. Stage 2 signs of slowing down eGFR from 60 to 89. Kidney function begins to decline slightly. There are usually no symptoms, so it is easy to be subjective. Susan is in this stage, and like many others, she used to think, "I am still healthy, so I must be fine." Stage 3, real warning level eGFR from 30 to 59, divided into 3A 45 to 59, start to feel tired, high blood pressure, nocturia. 3B 30 to 44, may have mild edema, anemia, more fatigue. This is a major turning point. If not controlled, the disease will progress very quickly. Need to change diet, lifestyle and monitor closely. Stage 4, danger imminent eGFR from 15 to 9. The body begins to accumulate toxins, nausea, breath smells of urea, itchy skin, prolonged fatigue. Start to prepare mentally for dialysis or kidney transplant. This is when many people regret, because they wish they knew sooner. Stage 5, complete kidney failure, eGFR below 15, the kidneys are no longer able to sustain life, gives need dialysis or kidney transplant to survive. Life is completely changed. Strict diets, chronic fatigue, hospitalization. It doesn't matter what stage you are in, what matters is how you move forward. When you know where you are, you can decide which way to go. The earlier the stage, the better the chance of recovery. But even if you are in stage 3 or 4, there is still hope if you start taking action today. It's like driving down a hill, you don't have to go off the cliff. But the sooner you stop, the safer you are. So once you understand where you are on the CKD map, the next important thing is avoid common mistakes, things that seem good, but are actually making your kidneys worse every day. I once met a patient named Ron, 60, with stage 3A kidney disease. When he heard the news, he immediately changed his diet. Cut out all protein. Eat only fruits and vegetables. Drink detox water, coconut water every day. Buy a bunch of kidney cleansing supplements. 3 months later, his condition did not improve. His potassium level even increased. His body was tired. He lost muscle. His skin was pale. And that's when the doctor said, "Ron, your good intentions have made your kidneys work harder." Here are 5 common mistakes that many people make when they think they are eating well for their kidneys. 1. Cutting protein too much and losing muscle. Patients are afraid that their kidneys cannot filter waste from protein, so they reduce protein to low. But protein is the main ingredient to maintain muscle, the immune system, and repair damaged tissue, including kidney cells. Lack of protein equals the body weakens faster. The kidneys have difficulty recovering. For example, Ron is a vegetarian, only eats thin porridge. Boiled vegetables gives losers 6 kilograms of muscle in 2 months too. Eating too much good fruit but high in sugar and potassium. Bananas, oranges, mangoes, grapes are very nutritious, but rich in potassium and fructose. For people with weak kidneys, especially from stage 3B onwards, potassium is not filtered well, leading to heart rhythm disturbances. In addition, sugar from fruit is still sugar, and if your insulin is weak, it will cause more harm. For example, a stage 4 patient eats banana smoothies every morning because he thinks it helps digestion, but in fact it is pushing potassium to dangerous levels 3. Believing in kidney detox supplements of unknown origin. The internet is full of herbal teas and detox pills, but many products are not tested and may contain excessive diuretics or heavy metals. For people with impaired kidney function, the burden of filtering these substances is even greater, causing counterproductive effects. Advice: always consult your doctor before taking any supplements. 4. Drinking too much water, thinking the more the cleaner. Although drinking water is necessary, when the kidneys are weak, especially from stage 4, the body is no longer able to process excess water. Results: edema, high blood pressure, difficulty breathing. For example, a patient drank 4 liters of water a day as advised online, then was hospitalized for acute pulmonary edema. 5. Completely stop water but forget to control sugar. Eating bland is a good habit when you have high blood pressure, but completely eliminating salt while still eating bread, cereals, and healthy snacks is contradictory. Because sugar and refined starch are the causes of insulin resistance, the foundation for kidney disease. For example, a vegetarian does not touch salt but still eats sandwiches and juices every day. The result: high blood sugar, faster kidney damage. Like taking care of a plant, you cannot just pour a lot of water or completely cover it from the sun. Plants need balance, and so do kidneys. Instead of cutting back indiscriminately, start by understanding your stage and eating more strategically, flexibly, and scientifically. So what is the truly effective way to eat, suitable for each stage of kidney disease, while still ensuring adequate nutrition, and easy to apply every day? Join me in the next section, where you will receive a practical, stage-by-stage eating guide. The right diet is not about eating less, it's about eating smart, especially when you are living with a kidney that is gradually weakening. I still remember the first meal that my Uncle Harold prepared after being diagnosed with stage 3A kidney disease. On the table was a plate of bland boiled vegetables, a few pieces of white rice, and an apple. He sighed, "I don't know what else I can eat." And you know what? There is no need to eat so blandly that it takes all the fun out of it. Just eat according to your kidney stage. You can still enjoy and protect your health. The first key: know what stage you are in, stage 1 to 2. Kidneys are still healthy. The goal is to prevent damage. Eat enough protein, reduce sugar, less refined starch. Stage 3A 3B, kidneys begin to fail. Gives moderate protein reduction. Monitor potassium, phosphorus, sodium. Stage 4, more severe damage. Gives strict control of protein, mineral, and water intake. Stage 5, need a doctor and nutritionist to accompany. Do not adjust at home. Sample meal, stage 2 EGFR 60 to 89. Breakfast, boiled eggs 1 to 2. Small avocado, cherry tomatoes, a slice of whole wheat bread. Lunch, grilled salmon 100 grams. Steamed sweet potato, green salad plus olive oil. Dinner, pumpkin soup cooked with quinoa. Steamed broccoli, a small pear. Note: still eat enough protein to nourish muscles, but cut down on white starch, soft drinks, and sweets. Sample meal, stage 3B EGFR 30 to 44. Morning, oatmeal cooked thin with unsweetened nut milk. A few strawberries, warm ginger tea. Lunch, steamed chicken 80 grams. White rice 1/2 cup, boiled bok choy, rinsed in hot water to reduce potassium. Dinner, squash soup with shrimp. 1 piece of steamed soft tofu, cucumber salad, purple cabbage. Note: protein is still needed, but reduce the volume. Boil vegetables thoroughly and soak in water to reduce potassium. Choose fruits with low sugar and potassium. A small tip to make a kidney-healthy meal that is still delicious. Soak vegetables before cooking. Helps reduce potassium and phosphorus. Boil first, pour out the first water, with spinach, cauliflower, potatoes. Prioritize pure protein. Eggs, fish, lean meat, instead of protein powder. Dividing meals. Avoid putting pressure on the kidneys from a large amount of protein at one time. Season moderately. Do not abstain from salt completely. Choose natural iodized salt, but still limit it to less than 2,000 milligrams day in stages 3 to 4. There is no one-size-fits-all diet. The kidneys are like a friend who is weakening, and you need to learn to listen to them every day. Sometimes what is good for others is too much for you. Eat to nourish, not to abstain in fear. Food is medicine if you take the right dose. And equally important is where you choose to source your protein. So, let's go with me to the next part to find out. What type of protein is really good for people with kidney problems? And do you need to give up eggs, meat, fish as many people think? One of the most common questions I get from kidney patients is, should I cut out eggs, meat, and fish completely? And the answer is not a simple yes or no. I once provided dietary guidance to an aunt named Margaret, 67, who had stage 3B kidney disease. After reading a few articles online, she decided to switch to a vegetarian diet, eating only vegetables, beans, and plant-based protein powder. 3 weeks later, she started feeling tired, pale, and walking slowly. Tests showed anemia, low blood albumin, and high blood urea nitrogen bun, even though she ate very little protein. At that point, she said in surprise, "I thought being a vegetarian was good for my kidneys." Actually, it's not what you eat, it's the quality of the protein you eat. Your body needs protein to recover, including your kidneys. Damaged kidneys equals kidney tissue needs repair, and protein is the only fuel for that process. But if you take in too much protein, especially from poor quality sources, your body produces more nitrogen waste, which your kidneys have to filter out. Balance is key. Eat enough to maintain muscle, but not too much to put pressure on your kidneys too. Eggs. Eat the whole egg or just the white. Many people with diabetes are advised to eat only the white, because the yolk contains phosphorus. But the truth is egg whites have protein, but lack vitamins and good fats. Yolks are rich in essential nutrients such as choline, B12, vitamin D, very beneficial for the elderly. If you eat in moderation, 1 whole egg per day is completely fine for stages 2 to 3. Meat and fish, should you eliminate it completely? No. Salmon, chicken, lean red meat provide high quality, easily digestible protein with few additives, much better than protein from grains, industrial soybeans or cheap protein powders. The secret is to eat enough, stage 2 to 3, approximately 60-70 grams protein a day. Stage 4, approximately 40 to 50 grams depending on body weight. For plant protein, is it really lighter? Some people choose beans, tofu, and plant powders because they think they are lighter for the kidneys. But in reality, plant protein is harder to absorb. You need to eat more to get enough, gives causing more nitrogen waste. In addition, many processed vegetarian foods contain hidden salts, phosphates, preservatives, gives the kidneys are still under pressure. It's not about less protein, it's about choosing the right type and eating enough for your body. If you're rebuilding a house, you need good bricks, not broken bricks. And your kidneys are waiting to be rebuilt bit by bit from clean, adequate, high-quality protein sources. Food is part of the recovery, but you have another powerful tool, free, available to everyone, and incredibly effective in supporting your kidneys: exercise. The right kind, the right way, the right time. If there is one medicine that is free, easy to take, doesn't require a prescription, and can help your kidneys, it is exercise. Every step you take is a gentle reminder to your kidneys, I'm still taking care of you. I once supported a 63-year-old man named Thomas, who lived alone after his wife died. He had stage 3A kidney disease and a history of type 2 diabetes. At first, when I suggested he walk for 15 to 20 minutes every morning, he laughed. I'm not young enough to exercise anymore. But then, after a test 3 months later, his blood sugar dropped slightly, his blood pressure was more stable, and most importantly, his eGFR stopped dropping. He looked at me, surprised. Maybe it's just walking. Why does just 20 minutes of walking a day make such a big difference? 1. Exercise improves insulin sensitivity, the root cause of kidney damage. Light walking helps the body consume blood sugar without needing too much insulin. This reduces insulin resistance, thereby reducing inflammation and microvascular damage in the kidneys. Remember, insulin resistance is the hidden enemy behind diabetes and high blood pressure, the two leading causes of kidney disease. 2. Lower blood pressure, reduce pressure on the kidneys. When you exercise, your circulatory system dilates, blood flows more evenly. Blood pressure gradually decreases over time, helping to reduce friction in the tiny blood vessels in the kidneys. 3. Reduce stress, increase resistance. Regular exercise helps increase endorphins, hormones that create a feeling of happiness. Prolonged stress not only increases blood pressure, but also affects immunity, making the kidneys more susceptible to inflammation and damage. A light walk, in the early morning sunlight, in a quiet park, can heal more than you think. 4. Maintain muscle mass, reduce the risk of kidney failure. As kidney disease progresses, muscle loss becomes a big issue. Exercise not only helps maintain muscle mass, but also stimulates regeneration and improves metabolism. Simple examples you can start today. Morning, 10 minutes of walking around the yard or in a nearby park. Afternoon, 10 minutes of light exercise indoors. Stretching, walking in place, taking stairs. 2 to 3 times a week. Add light yoga or deep breathing meditation. Your body doesn't require you to run a marathon. Just do it regularly, slowly, and with love. Each step is a message to yourself, I am still actively protecting my health. And if exercise is the body's daily medicine, then a healthy mind is the shield that protects the kidneys from stress, blood pressure, and chronic inflammation. So this final section is for you, those of you who want to not just live, but live more meaningfully, more healthily, regardless of your EGFR number.